Okay, hi. I just wanted to make a quick video today because just had something on my mind that I figured I wanted to share because, as you know from my last video, I started doing consultations, like doing dating coaching and life coaching and things like that. And a thing that I seem to notice a lot with my clients is that they they kind of accept anything from the men that they get involved with. And what I mean when I say that is that it's as if they have standards, but they don't set them. They don't set the standards for the men that they bring into their life, and they don't maintain their boundaries. So they literally accept any kind of treatment that's just being given to them from the men that they have in their lives. And I wanted to title this video, Black women can't afford to accept anything less than the best. Black women specifically, we really just can't even afford to accept bare minimum, mediocre, bottom of the barrel behavior from the men that we get involved with. Why? Because we already know that we're living in a racist society and things like that. And you can be one of those people who are complaining every day, racism that, racism this, or you can be one of those people who recognizes the type of system that we're living in and finds a way to, move up and beat the system. Those are your options. Okay, so as a Black woman, we know the conditions that we're in. We know that when we're born into society, we are bottom of society, being the fact that, one, we're women. Women already come after men in this patriarchal society, and two, we're Black women. And so being Black, we already are born with two strikes against us. So I understand being with Black men. I totally understand. I love Black men. But the type of treatment that a lot of, not even just my clients, myself too, because I have a past, I had to learn, I had to live and learn. We just, I guess we're so in love that we just accept what is being brought to us by the men that we choose to be with. And that is no longer acceptable. And we can no longer accept it. We just can't accept it. The reason being is because we need to regain our place in this world that's been turned topsy-turvy, upside down, and nothing's going right now. We need to regain our spot where we belong. So with doing that means that we're going to have to step into our true selves, and we're really going to have to put our foot down when it comes to getting what we want. We can't be victims anymore. Because it's 2020 now, it's been long enough. It's really time for Black women to have some real power, you know what I mean? So when I say that we can't accept anything less than the best, I mean that when we have our standards, whatever they may be for each and every one of us as an individual, we can't accept less than that. That means that if you are a person who doesn't accept Applebee's dates, for example, that doesn't mean that you start talking to this new guy, and when he suggests that you go to Applebee's, you say yes because he's new and you want to give him a chance. Like, no, that's your opportunity to say, like, no, I don't do Applebee's. I don't do that. And then if for some reason that makes him upset and he no longer wants to take you out, you didn't lose. All you did was gain clarity. You know what I mean? That's all that happened. Nothing, there is no loss when it comes to men. And I think that's what Black women in general, there is no loss when it comes to men. I think there's, for some reason, a lot of Black women get nervous that there's going to be a scarcity of men, or that there's not going to be enough men to go around, and so they just have to hang on to the one that they have. But that's not true. There's men everywhere. Like I like to say, because I was living in DR, I like to say that there's men everywhere like mosquitoes. You know what I mean? They're literally that common. I mean, you can find a man anywhere. You could walk outside your house right now and you'll find a man. And men aren't that difficult to please. They like pretty things. They like pretty and they like sex. You put those two together, and then there you go. You have someone that in your clutches. It's just that easy. I don't know. I feel like with a lot of women, there's just this mentality that they just have to stick to one, and that we can't afford. As Black women, we just can't afford to be like that anymore. We have to be picky. Whatever we want, we need to get. So that means if we want a man that's earning, I don't know, $300,000 a year, that means that whatever man you're talking to, whenever you find out that he doesn't earn that much, that means you don't need to talk to him anymore. Why? Because he's already not what you want. I think a lot of times another thing that happens with women is they get something, they see that a man is not the way that they would like for their man to be, and then they get with that man hoping that he will change. Men do not change. Men do not change unless they want to, and there's no amount of love and care and guidance that you can give him that will make him want to change if he doesn't want to change. So if he's not already the way that you want or need him to be, you just need to not be dealing with him. And it's just that simple. It actually doesn't even get simpler than that. It gets no simpler than that. So Black women, we have to, there's like this tweet going around or something saying that black boys will be better when people raise their Black daughters better, or something like that. Something I saw on Facebook real quick. I don't remember the exact wording. But when I saw that, I was just like, okay, first of all, it's not really all about, just the raising of the daughters, because you have to raise your sons correctly too. You have to raise them to not be F-boys, you know what I mean? You know what I really want to say, but I'm trying not to cuss on this channel. But you have to raise your sons correctly. But another thing was that, yes, we have to raise our daughters, Black women, to only accept what they want, to only accept those who are meeting their standards, not to accept anything less than that. Because when we accept less than what we feel we deserve, we suffer. And Black women don't need to suffer. Black women need to thrive. Black women need to be in the position of being the natural, nurturers that we've always been, but doing it for the better and not coming from a place of depression or sadness or anything like that, and not feeling like we're worthy. I just noticed so many things. I'm thinking about some of my clients and the things that they accept from men. Now, I've accepted in the past things from men, but once I just get to a point where I'm like, okay, I'm done and I can't deal with them anymore. I don't know how women can last 5, 10, 15 years dealing with a man that's never met their standards. That's crazy to me. That's a lifetime worth of time spent on one man. And so many Black women, I don't know really experiences with women outside of my own race. I just don't know like that. I didn't grow up around that. But even living in DR, even Dominican women, it's just, I don't understand why women think they need to dedicate their entire lives to a man that's totally opposite. Living in this world, that's the opposite of the way we should be living. We are women. We're meant to receive. We're meant to be relaxed. We're not supposed to be working so hard. We're not supposed to be trying to impress men. That's not the way it works. And I always think about the sperm and the egg. I always think about how there's one egg and there's millions of sperm trying to penetrate the one egg. That's the same nature of men and women. It's the same way. Women are supposed to be courted and they're supposed to have suitors. Now we're living in this world where men are being able to pick and choose which girl they want, and so many women are eager to be in that position, or oh, I'm the best one though. Yeah, I'm one of many, but I'm the best one. That's crazy thinking. That's really crazy to me. What's that song by SZA, The Weekend or something? Yeah, you get Monday through Thursday, but I get the weekend. That was such a crazy song to me. I didn't understand that at all. That's not good. You're supposed to be able to pick and choose what man you want. what man can take care of you, what man can do for you, what you need. You are a woman. It's not, oh, which man do I have to work the least for? That you shouldn't have to be working at all for a man. You're not made for that. When you get pregnant and you have a baby, that's massive work that a man can never do. He needs you for that. If he can't take care of you, I just don't. If he can't take care of you, he shouldn't even have the honor. He shouldn't even have the honor of being able to impregnate with you with his child, if he can't even support you as the mother of that child. You know? Black women are so ready to accept just anything, and it is true. That is the reason why this society is the way it is. If black women as a whole just decided no, I'm not giving you access to my body. I'm not giving you access to me because you're not meeting my standards. Black men would start working harder. Why would they start working harder? Because men are hunters. Men like to work for what they want. That's what they're built for. This is just masculine and feminine energy now. Men are built to work. And they want to work for the satisfaction of a woman. That's why do you think that like during sex they always ask like, okay, did you come? Did you come? You know what I mean? Well, I know some of you ladies you're just with men that are so selfish. They just really don't care. They don't even ask. Oh my goodness, the things that women go through for men, it's just crazy to me. Like men are the prize. Men will never be the prize. I'm sorry, and that's without offense to men. I'm not trying to offend men, but men are not the prize. You're not supposed to win men. You're supposed to win the woman, the virtuous woman, the woman that's worth more than gold and rubies. Like, you're supposed to work for her affection. You can't accept a man that's not putting in work. And then expect and then hope that later he's going to put in work. It's just not going to happen because you've already accepted him when he's not doing anything. The only thing he's thinking is, wow, she's going to be there no matter what. She's always going to accept me no matter what I'm doing, because she's been accepting me. That's the only thing that goes through in their mind. They're not thinking, oh my goodness, she's been with me so long. I'm going to put in work for her. That's just not the way they think. I'm sorry if I'm ruining people's, perception, but we really have to break out of like la dreamland, you know what I mean? And just accept things for what they are, and you'll know when a man loves you. You'll know when a man loves you because he's going to do everything for you. You won't have to ask. You won't have to beg. He's going to want to satisfy you. He's going to want to see you good. He's not going to want to see you suffering. So when black women as a whole just start to put their foot down and they start to accept nothing less than what they want, yes, there's going to be a huge shift in the way our community is going. And I mean, I'm not saying that everyone has to start doing that. I'm just saying if that were to happen, there would be a shift. If more black women weren't just being like, okay, well, I'll cook for you and I'll clean for you and I'll act like your wife and I'll just do it all just for the satisfaction of saying that we're talking. I'll do all that. You don't have to marry me. You don't have to do any of that for me. You just have to be there. No. That's just crazy. Black women, we just really have to do better. I know me. I already know that how I am, so that's never going to happen to me again. But just with my clients, and so many other women that I know are living like this, just take time to spend time alone. And if you don't know what you want, just look at your past relationships and think about the things that bothered you. Did it bother you that a man didn't bring you flowers? I don't know. Maybe some of you really like getting flowers. And if you're dealing with a man who says, no, I think that flowers are a waste of money, I'm not going to do that, he's not worth talking to already. He's already not worth talking to. Because if he's not doing the things you want now, he's not going to start to do the things you want later. He's not going to do them at all. he's going to do less and less over time, because that's what happens with men. They get comfortable, and unless you're doing what's necessary to keep them chasing you, they're gonna get bored, and that's just gonna be a whole nother can of worms that's gonna be talked about in a whole nother video about cheating and stuff like that. So yeah, just start recognizing who you are and how special you are, and stop doing so much for men, because you're treating men like they're like trophies, and men aren't designed to be viewed like that. I mean, just look at the difference between men and women. Like, women are beautiful. Women are beautiful creatures. They're meant to be looked at. They're meant to be gazed at. They're meant to be like, whoa, she's beautiful. Men aren't designed like that. There are very handsome men, but nobody says like, oh, I want that man because when I walk in, I want everybody to look at him and know I got it because that's my man. Like, that's very masculine. That's the way men think. They get the prettiest woman because they want to show the prettiest woman off. It's not the other way around with women getting men. That's just really backwards. So I don't even have to make the video that long. I got my point across pretty fast. Black women just need to, when you know what you want, don't ever stop wanting what you want. Don't change what you want for anybody. Don't change what you want to try and get a guy that you want. Don't do that. Just always be you. Stay true to you and be authentic to you. And I guess this is really coming from also a movie I saw recently called What's Your Number? It has Chris Evans in it, because I used to have a big crush on Chris Evans. But anyway, the movie is called What's Your Number? And it's about this girl, and literally every man that she dated, she changed her entire personality to be suitable to him. That's insanity. That is absolute insanity. That's not only gonna cause the man to literally just not want you because you're not even being you know what I mean? It's also just going to be draining to you because you're not being authentic. You're just not being yourself. So always stay true to you. Don't go looking for men. Don't go hunting them down. Don't go being desperate. Like, just be a woman and just be yourself. And the man that you want in your life will come to you naturally when you're just being yourself. Not when you're doing all this stuff and just trying to act like you're the wife to show off that you're wifey material. Like, the fact that you're a woman means you're wifey material. If you just want to just be plain and clear, the fact that you are a woman makes you wifey material. You don't have to show off any more than that. Unless, besides being beautiful, being a beautiful woman, you are wifey material, period. And it's really just that simple. And it would be a great day when Black women just, wake up as a whole and just see that, yeah, if we just stop messing with these dusty men that don't want to be ambitious in life and don't want to get anywhere in life and just want to be lazy, if we just stop effing with them because they don't benefit our lives in any way at all, literally, and then we wait for the men that will benefit us and the men that were made for us and the men that can take care of us, wow, then we can actually take care of our families. Because at that point, we're going to be with men that do want to marry us. And we won't have to beg and plead and do all this stuff for men that never really liked us that much from the beginning. And I'm not talking mess. I'm not even trying to talk mess. It's just what I want to see happen for our people. I'm not criticizing my clients at all. Because I understand completely. I'm not criticizing. I'm just saying it's time to turn the tables. It's time to go back to who we're meant to be, which is being women. Not working so hard, not doing all this mess because we want to keep a man. Women aren't supposed to keep men. Men are supposed to keep women. Point blank, period. Women taking care of their men is really strange. if the man is not your son, I just literally don't see why you're doing that. Any man that's grown should be able to take care of himself and should be able to take care of you if he wants you in his life. I've accepted that. That's how I live. That's how I deal with the men in my life. I would say it's easier said than done, but for me, it's easier done than said, because I go with my feelings. I go with what feels right, and being with a man who's not measuring up doesn't feel right to me. And I don't try to force it to feel right. I just part ways when I see that they're not where I need them to be, because that's not the right person for me. And it's that simple. And if all Black women were like that, then yes, there would be none of this back and forth and all this arguing that I see like on Twitter and stuff like that. And, you know, my clients being treated like whatever by Black men, you know, because they wouldn't have a chance to treat you bad, because at the first instant that they don't measure up, they're gone. You know, there's no time for them to treat you bad, because they're gone the second that they're not doing what you need. That's easy for me. That's easy for me to live that way. But yeah, if just more Black women started living that way, yes, we would see a very big difference in the Black community. So I just wanted to make that video real quick. Just talk about Black women and, you know, accepting less than what you deserve. And that's just not even only in relationships. It's at work too. Don't be scared to leave your job. Just get another one before you quit if the one that you're at isn't treating you right. Just like that. Or, you know, when you're dealing with like your parents and stuff, like if your parents, if you already grew up with your parents, if they're being, you know, a-holes or whatever and still treating you bad in your adult life, you don't owe them anymore. You don't owe them anything, because they made the decision to bring you to this earth. You didn't ask them to bring you here. So if they don't want to treat you right, if they want to be mean, if they want to be evil, you know, you don't have to talk to them if you don't want to. You don't have to suffer to try and appease everybody. And that's the main thing that Black women try to do. They always try to please everyone. And it's because of our position in society. It's because we're at the bottom of the totem pole. We're at the bottom of just all of society, because when we're down in that position, we want to try and get out. And we think by being nice to everyone, we can move up that way. But being nice women finish last always, every single time. It's not an argument. It's not a competition. It's just the truth. So you gotta really just stay focused on what you want, on your goals, on your dreams, and not accept anything less than that at work, from your family, from your friends, from the men in your life, from people on the street. You know what I mean? Even at the fast food drive-in, you know, if they messed up your burger, don't say like, oh, it's okay, you know, like they're having a hard day at work. Like, nah, they messed up your order. Go back, you know, tell them what you want. Say, I'm keeping this messed up order and I need you to redo the one that I really wanted. You know, you just gotta roll up in there. I say that like that because that's what I do. Every time I have a problem, that's just how I am. That's just how I roll. And I always get what I want. So if more Black women were just like that, you know, they would be getting what they want too. And there wouldn't be all this sadness and all this, oh my goodness, you can't, they don't really love you if they did, because you've spent so much time dealing with them not liking you from the beginning, and you're tired now and you're jaded now and you're not yourself anymore. I'm like, no, just stop messing with someone when they first show that they don't have your best intentions at heart. When they first show you that, stop messing with them right there. Just stop right there. And then there's no suffering after that, because you done already nipped the problem in the bud already. It's gone. You can move on. You can now focus on bigger things and better things, and make room, make way for better things to come into your life. I can see all this in my head and like right in front of me. Like, oh, this person doesn't want to treat me right. That's fine. Toss. Now there's nobody over there. So now somebody who does want to treat me right, there's room right there for them to come on into my life. That's the way I see it. Yeah, that's just the way I see it. So my clients, I really do appreciate you guys, and you guys know I'll never put your personal business out for the public ever, unless you give me the permission to. But I want to see everyone doing better, and especially Black women, because it's been long enough. We've been at the bottom for long enough, and it's our turn to rise. It's our turn to be better, but we can't rise if we don't first start with ourselves and treating ourselves better, demanding that other people treat us the way we want to be treated, not waiting for them to do it, just only accepting people who already do. That's the way it just has to be. So thank you so much for watching, as always. Thank you to my subscribers. I really appreciate you guys. It's just crazy to me just that so many of you are just along for this journey and just care about what I have to say. So yes, I'm always grateful for you guys, and I hope everyone has a great day, and thank you for watching. Bye.